Welcome back to the channel, guys. Appreciate you guys stopping in, hanging out with me for a few minutes of your time. Today, we got a little different one for you. Maybe a little unusual just for the fun of it, but what we're gonna be doing today is taking another look at the Mega Retron HD from Hyperkin. HD, right? Because HDMI. But today, we're actually gonna be using these bad boys, the composite output, the AV cables. And the system does come with AV cables, so we are ready. The way we're gonna be doing that though is we're actually gonna be using the RetroTink 2X to plug this into my HD TV. We'll also be using CRT for a moment as well, so you'll get a little bit of comparison between the two. I love this device. It really shines with component, but you know, composites on there as well, so we might as well utilize it. We will be doing a full-fledged video on this. It's been taking me a long while to get that going, but definitely keep an eye out for this. I highly recommend this device. I've been using it a lot more than my OSSC for some reason, but hey, stay tuned for that video. If you are interested, you can check out the RetroTink website or the Castlemania website for more information on it. But the one thing with this system was we used the Mega EverDrive to test a lot of the games when I reviewed it. And we found some interesting stuff, like you could play Sega Master System games on the system. Other people confirm that you can use the Power-Based Mini. From what I'm hearing, it's the same thing as using this, where you would have to have that switch turned to PAL, the region switch. So when you have it to PAL, the colors are right, everything looks good, but you are at 50 Hertz. A little slower, music, sound effects are a little different because they're slower than if you were playing the American versions. So some people ask, like, hey, what about if you use composite? Will they run fine? That's what we're gonna find out today as well. We might as well peep that out. And I think the results might be kind of interesting. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Plugging this in with composite, with the RetroTink, testing it out on my HD TV that way, and then also taking a quick look at it running on a CRT TV. Why not? Just for the fun of it, guys. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Okay guys, so here's some Mega Retron HD footage captured using composite through the RetroTink 2X to my HD TV. We are using the Mega EverDrive to test out a couple games. I just thought it would be interesting. Why not? I have noticed a few things from testing using composite that I think will answer some questions that people have had. Like I said, this is just kind of not really a selling point thing because it's the Retron HD, the Mega Retron HD, meant to be played on HD TV, but hey, it's got composite, so why not check it out, right? Immediately, using the RetroTink 2X for composite, to me, is not the greatest thing ever. I guess it's just going to depend on the system, the games you're playing. For Sega Genesis, this really doesn't do it for me. Everything looks right as far as the colors and whatnot. We will be taking a small look at some CRT footage a little later on in the video, just to kind of give you an idea of what it would look like on a CRT. But using this through HD TV with composite, regardless if you're using a RetroTink, any kind of upscaler, it's not going to look that great. A little washed out, a little blurry. I mean, who are we kidding? It's pretty damn blurry. If it's the only way you gotta play, I mean, why would you buy the Mega Retron HD? You would just get a normal Sega Genesis. So I just thought it would be kind of funny to look at this stuff. But like I said, in the meantime, actually testing this, I found some interesting things. So we're gonna swap over to what this actually looks like through HDMI. The one thing I do want to point out is this was just an automatic switch. I didn't turn the system off or anything. I just have both plugged in and I switched to HDMI. And I do have the 4:3 aspect ratio switch toggled on, but for AV, it does not matter. That switch does nothing. So I think that might just be because, you know, the composite encoder is separate from everything, and the 4:3 aspect ratio switch is just for HDMI. Kind of makes sense because, you know, if you're using composite, that might be something that you'd be using on a CRT TV anyway, and with that you really wouldn't need to do a 4:3 aspect ratio switch. So if you do by chance want to use it this way, if you want it in 4:3, your TV's gonna have to have that kind of option to switch it. So night and day, obviously. HDMI looks sweet. AV, regardless, RetroTink, no RetroTink, it's not beautiful. So moving on, Sega Master System. This was something that I found pretty interesting because when we test Sega Master System through the Mega EverDrive, I could only play these games with the PAL switch on. I couldn't play them NTSC U or J. It just, you know, you would have the weird distorted colors and whatnot. Whereas if you played it through PAL, it was slow, the music was slow, the action was slow. It was playing in that 50 hertz speed, the PAL speed, which is fine if you're used to that. And I know I said in that video, it really wasn't an advertised feature that this would support Master System, but wow, using Composite, you could play your Sega Master System games off of the Mega EverDrive, NTSC, no issues whatsoever, full speed, no slowdown. It's pretty dang interesting. I'm not sure why playing it through HDMI, it would have to be through PAL. I don't know. There's got to be something with the encoder. It's a little disappointing, but it's not really the reason why I was interested in the system to begin with. But it's still cool. We can play Sega Master System games through this Power-based Mini or through, you know, an EverDrive, but you just kind of have to keep that stuff in mind. And as you see here, I switched to HDMI, put it to playing the game with the switch at NTSCU like I was just playing it, and full speed, the music's fine, but the colors get like inverted, so kind of strange. Now switching it back to the PAL switch, everything's slower, the music slows down, and that's how it should be through PAL. But swapping back and forth, you can kind of see distorted colors, everything's faster, music plays correctly. Swapped it back to PAL, and it's just slow. So it's going to depend on how you know, grew up playing these games, if you played the PAL versions or the US versions. Just kind of a weird thing that I noticed there, but it is definitely pretty sweet that playing through Composite, everything works fine. And I actually think the visuals look a lot better Sega Master System playing through Composite on the Mega Retron HD than playing the Sega Genesis. Just, you know, maybe just because it's older system, older games, and, you know, they really don't get that messed up looking going through Composite versus Sega Genesis games do. But really an interesting thing. I could actually get down and play some Sega Master System games like this. Could not play the Sega Genesis via Composite and the RetroTink. Sega Master System, I think I could deal with it this way, because most of these games, like Castle of Illusion, I didn't grow up playing this game on, you know, the Sega Master System. I played it on the Sega Game Gear, and it's the same damn game. And these visuals are kind of similar to what I was used to anyway with the way that screen was. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at a little bit of CRT footage. You know, it's kind of difficult to record CRT stuff, but here's Sega Genesis, Sonic 2 playing. Yeah, you get those wavy lines and whatnot. That's from the camera. That's not from my TV. You know, I don't know. It's just when you record CRT stuff, you know, I don't know how to manipulate things to get rid of that distortion. So it is what it is. But it looks amazing on my CRT TV in person. The colors are gorgeous. The sound is fine. Everything plays well. I think it's really cool, you know. So like I said earlier, it's kind of a weird thing. If you want to play this on a CRT TV, maybe it's just an added bonus, because really it shines on an HD TV. But if you want to jump around and do that, it works great on a CRT, and it looks great. Sega Master System games especially are looking really good, and I can definitely sit here and play this. This may be my choice way to play these games on my little thrift store CRT TV that I have here. So just kind of wanted to showcase this a little bit, give you guys a good idea what to expect. Wish I could capture CRT footage a little nicer, but hey, I think you guys get the point. So really do appreciate you guys stopping in. Smash that like button, subscribe, Follow me on Twitter at Madlittlepixel. And with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and you know it. Boom!